Just come to explain this paragraph. Okay, so you know that I already explained uh, before it. Now the series is colonial era in India. So yes, I already explained 2 3 paragraphs about it, like how the Dutch came in India and how French came in India and the Portuguese also. So the first Portuguese came in India, all three European countries. Then after Dutch came in India, and the same time French also entered the India. I already explained these things. Now the turn of how the Britisher came in India and when. Okay, so yes, they came in India. It was the most powerful European country that dominated all these European countries. Okay, so now we are going to study about this. Okay, so please, if you are watching, so please just watch it and you can ask the question also. Okay, so now you can see. Let me just. Okay, now you can see enter the British, how they entered. British dominated the Indian subcontinent for nearly 2 centuries. How did this happen? You know that British came in India and they ruled here more than 200 years, 2 centuries. Okay, almost more than 200 years they ruled over India. And yes, it was the start. It means it took time to just settle all over the India or control all over the India. But yes, they started slowly. Gradually they just capture one by one all the state, and then yes, almost 200 years they control all the part of India. Okay, all the subcontinent even. Okay, that was the, if we talk about the India's neighboring state or countries also. So yes, they already captured there, and yes, dominate by the business, by the other policies, they dominate there. So yes, now we can start the paragraph actually. Okay, from traders to rulers. Okay, so from traders to ruler, you can see the British conquest is one of the history's most remarkable example of how a trading company could transform into an imperial power. Yes, we can take the example. You know that Britisher was very powerful, and this European country was very powerful. They not only in India they made this colony, they even made in other countries also as well as. So yes, we know that. So yes, actually their policies which implemented in every country, so that those were very powerful. Okay, or the very, yes, we can, it's a manipulating policies. So yes, come to the point. So like classic conquest, the Britisher takeover India was gradual, calculated, and offer disguised as the commercials enterprises rather than military inventions. Okay, so when they just started to capture, okay, they came India as a traders, vyapari. Okay, but now gradually they just see the situations and all the things when they just understood then how they can control, and they understood that it is very easy to just control everything, other the peoples they can manipulate to everything. So yes, they started it and also start to military expansion. Okay, they first started to make their army strong. So yes, this was the start. Okay, and actually, which area they came in first? Okay, if you know this answer, so please answer this. Which state, which part of the country they enter in this India? Enter in India. So if you know this, so please write this answer. So, yes, English East India Company was established as a trading center. Trading company was granted a royal charter by Queen Elizabeth. You know that time who was the Queen of England. So yes, the Queen Elizabeth was ruling there. So actually, she allows that these East India Company can go and just start their business with the trading relation in these Indian people. So yes, the ownership with the Queen Elizabeth, just royal charter is kind of the royal order. Okay, so they just come came with this order. Okay, so now you can see that which gave it a special power to raise a private army for in okay. Nevertheless, its agent initially kept up a pretense of being mad traders, which allowed them in the 17th century to establish foothold along India's coast and minimal resistance. You know that actually when they just enter in this India and enter in the India part or from the West Bengal, so when they just it was the coastal part, okay, it was the coast totally coastal part, the West Bengal. We have port there. In every coastal state have their port. So yes, they came from the ship and just ported there, and then after they just took the permission from the Bengal Nawab. Okay, anyone can tell me who was the Bengal Nawab in that time? Okay, anyone know the answer? So please welcome to this live feed. If you are watching this video, please answer this. Who was the Bengal Nawab in that time when the Britisher came in India? Okay, anyone know the answer? Please write this answer. Okay, welcome to the live feed, and I am teaching this paragraph that from traders to rulers about this colonial era in India. Okay, please put your like if you just like this video. So please put your like also. Okay, so yes, okay, when the port make there's a trading center or their the like go down or trading center in which state they started to made it. So in the 17th century, established foothold. Okay, the Madras, Bombay, Surat, and Calcutta. So you can understand that all the directions, yes, Bombay and Surat, yes, Gujarat and Maharashtra, and but Madras in the south and Calcutta in the east. So they started to make their port, and then they go down and settle to their just goods material there, and of course they took permission from that ruler. Okay, those rulers who ruling in that part, so they took the permission, but it was the starting time with minimal resistances. Okay, did not mind these trading posts. Actually, local rulers they just understood these things that foreigners or the other countries traders always come to India and just trade with them. So it was not just a new thing for them. So they just easily allowed to them to make their go down or center and just establish their center to these state. Okay, so as they generally welcome, okay, like other countries or other traders, they always welcome to the every new traders also, locals ruler, and yes, foreign trade. So yes, was a long lasting practice in the India. These modest beginning conceal the company long term ambitions. When the Britisher came, they welcomed actually. They welcomed by the local rulers, local traders. So they felt happy to see this. If they are just welcoming them, they are just greeting them, they are allowed, they are just giving permission for each and everything. So they just felt happy that this place is very good and we can establish our center here easily. Nothing, no barrier in this place. Okay, so welcome to this live feed. Who are watching, please like and subscribe the channel. Okay, it is an educational channel, so please just like and subscribe also, and please write your name, then I can understand who is watching. Please write your message, or if you want to ask from this paragraph anything, then you can write your question. Okay, so come to the point. So okay, this part you can read. Okay, just move to the other important part. Okay, the strategy of divide and rule. Okay, You know that the Britisher applied this many strategies. Not a, it's a one strategy. It's kind of the single strategy, but there were so many policies also. They applied on the Indians. Okay, it was the one of them, divide and rule, but it was the main also. It was the main policy on they applied it, like how they just saw the situation. The Indian rulers, they was fighting to each other, they was rival to each other. So yes, they saw the situations and just take the advantages of this. Okay, they started to divide them. They started to support one of ruler and just to fight with the other rulers. Okay, just make them just fight to together, just each other. This kind of policy they applied. Okay, and yes, rule over there. So while maintaining an appearance of traders, the British agent cultivated political relationship with the local traders and offering military support to some against their rivals and entrusting themselves into the Indian political conflict. Okay, so you know that I already told you that when they came here, they just welcomed by the local traders. So they understood all the point, all the situations. They understood very well, and then after they decide that how they, just which kind of policy they can apply to them, on them. So yes, they started the first policy was divide and rule. They support the one rulers and just yes, also so, sometimes they also help them with their army, because European army, you can understand, it was very strong, and yes, so many tricks also though, they know this, and also weapons were very advanced in that time, just compared to the Indian army. So yes, they were the trained actually. The Britisher army was very trained actually that time. So yes, they support with the army also the one of ruler and the against of the other rulers, and then and this like what they will get from the just to do this help. So yes, they will get, of course they will they need some part, land part, some time of expenses for their army. So many things they need it. Now come this side. Okay, so now between within ruling houses, so as the to benefit from these conflicts, the divide and rule policy, and the Britisher was equally skilled at exploiting existing division within Indian society. Yes, they just very intelligent mind people. They just applied this policy divide and rule just between the rulers, and they start to manipulating them, and also just to divide the Indian societies also within Indian. Okay, they identify and often encourage tensions between religious communities, for instance. Okay, so they all just also observe the situations, and then after they started to just to discourage one of religion and the encourage to the other religion, like that. It means tension between the religious community. So yes, the Battle of Plassey, it is also the most, the one of actually the benchmark, we can say, the cornerstone or to settle the Britisher in India. We can say it was a big step that they take, that they took in to start to or capture the state one by one. So okay, yes, Battle of Plassey, which was fought between the Britisher and the Bengal Nawab. Okay, can you tell me who was the Bengal Nawab that time? Okay, anyone, if you know the answer, please write your answer. Who was the Bengal Nawab in that time? Okay, so again, Battle of Plassey, you can mark it 1757, almost half of 18th century. So yes, exemplifies this approach when tension arose between Sirajuddaula, the Nawab of Bengal. Okay, you got your answer. Okay, that who was the Nawab of Bengal? So yes, Sirajuddaula was the Nawab of Bengal that time. Okay, you can mark it. Sirajuddaula was the Nawab of Bengal. Okay. And who just led that time East India Company, who was the British officer that just came from the Indian East India Company side, and here the Sirajuddaulah, Bengal of Nawab. So yes, who was leading this company? So that time Robert Clive. Okay, the letter identified this sorry discredited element within the Nawab court. So yes, he just applied many policies, started to manipulate them, and he also just fought this war between that Sirajuddaulah and British officer Robert Clive. Okay, welcome to the live feed. Who is watching? Okay, so please, I am teaching this colonial era in India. So if you want to ask any question, you can ask. Okay, so yes, we can take the next point. Clive has to conspiracy with the Mir Jafar. Okay, it is the second important name of Bengal, the Bengal area. Yes, so yes, after the just defeated the Sirajuddaulah, Mir Jafar was the Nawab of Bengal. Actually, you know that that Mir Jafar was the commander of army of Sirajuddaula. Okay, he was the commander, but he just denied to fight with the Britisher. Actually, when was the Sirajuddaula was Nawab, he denied to fight with the Britisher and just to support the British army. Okay, secretly support with the British army. So yes, that secret policy with Mir Jafar and the Robert Clive. Okay, so then after Mir Jafar was the Bengal Nawab. Clive, just yes. Okay, hello. Okay, welcome to the live feed. Okay, please just put your like and subscribe the channel. Okay, then you can understand it's a educational channel. Hello and welcome in this live feed. Which grade? Actually, this is from class 8th. But yes, this chapter and this paragraph you can read in, I think, in every class. I think also in the 10th class. You can just read the 10th class history chapter. So, second also related from this colonial era or colonial part. Okay, so yes, I think you should, these are the basic things of the history. So I think everyone can understand. Even who are preparing the PSC exam, they also need to understand this, because this is the basic things of the colonial era. We cannot remove it, we cannot just to deny to study this, because it's a very important part. Okay, how the Britisher came in India and how they just start to capture all over the Indian part or the Indian states one by one. Okay, so are you a student? Please, okay, please write your name. Are you a student? Okay, so come to the here. Clive, okay, Robert Clives. So yes, the battle between the place of Plassey, so that's why we call it the Battle of Plassey and Kolkata. Yes, this place in the Kolkata, and some French forces also just assist the Nawab. Yes, they supported the Nawab, but Mir Jafar forces constituting the majority of the Nawab's army. Okay, I already just told these things that Mir Jafar denied to support this. Okay, Mir Jafar just sheet to the Bengal Nawab, okay, and support to the British army. So yes, these things happened in that time. That's why the Bengal Nawab defeated by the British army. So yes, Mir Jafar, even the French army supported to the Bengal Nawab, but because French were the British rivals, so they supported it. So yes, it stood side, ensuring a Britisher, okay, just make victory despite this smaller number. Even today, Mir Jafar in just remain a synonyms of traitors. You know that what is the meaning of this word? Anyone can tell me what is the meaning of this word, traitors? Okay, I think have you seen this? Any of this word is very highlighting word nowadays. So yes, you can just tell me what is the meaning of this word, traitor. Okay, so come to this part. So yes, traitors means the dhokebaj. Okay, so yes, Mir Jafar was the cheat Bengal Nawab, and just to, that's why Bengal Nawab defeated by the British army. It was the main reason. If Mir Jafar just Mir Jafar can support the Bengal Nawab, then Bengal Nawab is never defeated by the British army. So it could be possible, but yes, Mir Jafar was a traitor. And yes, the positioning themselves as a kingmaker. So then after defeated to the Bengal Nawab Sirajuddaulah, Mir Jafar was the Nawab. So it was not for a long time, because you know that now it never can be a good result if you are just teaching to someone. So that is also happens with the Mir Jafar. The same things happens with the Mir Jafar. The East India Company just gradually established control over increasingly other territories. In the 19th century, it went up a step further, and the infamous doctrine of lapse. So yes, actually, so many small things actually hidden in this chapter. So after the Mir Jafar also just yes, kicked by the British army. They also removed him as a king, the Sultan position. Then after Mir Qasim came, and Mir Qasim also just to took the support of Odisha and Awadh, and fought between the just fought with the Britisher army. Then he defeated. Okay, so now Bengal, Awadh, Battle of Buxar, if you remember. Okay, they just fought in the Battle of Buxar. So yes, then now they defeated, and Awadh, Odisha and Bengal just come to the under of rulership Britishers. Okay. So okay, I think okay, you already. So yes, to come to the other policy. So doctrine of lapse. Yes, this was also a benchmark policy. just help to control or capture so many states by this. You know that it was a second important important policy for the British. It helped them just to it helped very much to them to the control the Indian state. Okay, so it was the policy. What was it? Okay, doctrine of lapse. What was it? Okay, so what was the doctrine of lapse? So yes, it was a policy according to this. If any state they don't have any just a real hire or the natural hire, so yes, they just will be controlled by the Britisher. Okay, they will just capture or just merge with their empire. So yes, it was the policy. It means other or adopted hire they cannot accept. Okay, they could not accept it the other adopted hire, and they just believe that natural hire should be there. But yes, it was the policy. Otherwise, you can understand they can allow just everything. They could allow these things, but yes, because it was the strategy to control all the state, all the Indian state. So yet it worked. It worked. Or many of states is controlled by this policy. Okay, so not even Jhansi. That you know that na the one of city of Uttar Pradesh, Jhansi, also they control by this policy. And yes, Nagpur, Satara, other state also, they just control with this policy. So it was the doctrine of Lex. So I think look a little bit more here. So doctrine of place led to the annexation of the numerous states, contributing to the expansion of territory. I already told you that by this policy they controlled so many states and they created much resentment of the section of the Indian society. So much involvement within their policies, what they are thinking, what they are making, so much. I think every princely state in their court there was a British officer just appointed to see the situation. There was other policy also that we also can discuss, that you see this black highlighted word, the subsidiary alliance. Okay, that was the next policy they applied, subsidiary alliance. Okay, and it also works. It was the, I think, I in my mind it is the also just very manipulating like that, the subsidiary alliance. According to this, there was actually 4 5 point important compulsory point for this policy. Okay, one of British resident also will be in their court, and they just cannot make their army, they cannot hold their army. Okay, if they need any time, so they can just take the help of British army. And for this, just to pay for this, yes, they will just give the expenses to just for their training, for their food, for their weapons, using what they, so yes, they will pay for it. And sometime they can pay as a land part. Okay, so that land part also just will be the by to the Britisher. So yes, these policy they applied. So it was the subsidiary alliance. there is a one important point, then after I just can finish this para, he just who come in this policy, who was the first ruler. Okay, so yes, Hyderabad was the state, Hyderabad was the city and area that ruler just joined this policy. Okay, he was the first Hyderabad ruler or Hyderabad Nawab. Okay, he just joined it 1798, and then after several other rulers also joined this, because I think they just saw a little bit some kind of advantages, like they just if they want to defeat the other rulers, their neighboring rulers, so they can take the help of British army. It means that surely they will win, like these things they thought in their mind. If they will take the British army help, so yes, they will just definitely they will going to win. So these kind things they thought in their mind. It was the main reason, I think. So then after, now they are going to just give some expenses. So they thought it is very easy to give them. But they are not just thinking about that, they are going to be in a trap. So these things happened. Okay, so I think so many things that we can discuss, but I think it was enough for. So yes, in this paragraph we studied how the Britisher came in India. They come as a traders, and then after just gradually they just started to control. So yes, Bengal was the first state. Then after Odisha, Awadh they control, and then they applied the policies, their tactics. So yes, they apply divide and rule to help one of ruler and thus opposes to the other rulers. Like, and then they applied the doctrine of lapse. I already told what is that. And then after subsidiary alliance. Okay, so I think it was enough for today, and please watch this video. If any question in your mind, you can write your question, then I can just try to answer it. Okay, so please watch it. Okay, so next day I will explain one more another paragraph in this series, colonial era in India. Okay, so thank you for watching and thank you for joining this live feed. Okay, bye.